Hey guys, I just wanted to do a small update on how it is going with Grixis Ascension online and what I changed, how the deck feels, and so on. So in the main deck, nothing really changed except I played a bit with the non-basic lands. I added one Drowned Catacomb and one Sulphur Falls, and cut a Spire Bluff Canal and a Dark Slick Shores. Then since this deck also wants to play in the late game and in the mid game, and if you play 5 fast lands, you find a lot of them later on and they come into play tapped, and that really sucks. Especially when you have Ascension online, sometimes you just play a sleight of hand to find another land. So if you find Sulphur Falls, it nearly always comes into play untapped, whereas if you find a fast land, it doesn't. So that's just, I'm trying this out and it worked out decently until now, but yeah, if you keep a hand with Sulphur Falls as your only land, and then you're getting punished quite hard. Because if you have a hand, let's say Sulphur Falls, Ascension, Opt, Sleight of Hand, Sleight of Hand, I don't know, 2 more spells, you would keep if you had Spire Bluff Canal on the play, because you have a decent chance of finding your second land. But with the Sulphur Falls, I don't think you could keep the sand, because then there would need to be a land in the top 3 cards, and else you miss your second land drop. So you are still sacrificing something, but that's about deck building. Or rather, that is the problem with deck building. A lot of cards have advantages over other cards, but also have problems compared to other cards. But I like Sulphur Falls and I like Drowned Catacomb, so I gave that a try. Else, there wasn't really a reason to change anything else. Monomorphos is busted a lot of the times when you have Ascension online, but Monomorphos also sucks sometimes. For example, I remember the game where I was playing against Storm and he played turn 2 Electromancer, and I didn't have a Bolt, but I had Sleight of Hand in hand and Monomorphos. So I could either... So I cast Monomorphos, made red and blue mana in case I find Bolt, and then played Sleight of Hand, didn't find the Bolt, and now I had a red mana in my mana pool and couldn't spend it on another cantrip. That would be bad if he didn't kill me turn 3. In that case it didn't matter, but I could have also then cast Zero Missions. Yeah, but otherwise, if Monomorphos is a Visions of Beyond, that wouldn't have helped me there either. But sometimes it's just difficult to guess which color to make with Monomorphos. Else, yeah, it's obviously quite good with Ascension, and sometimes I guess you can win through a Blood Moon with Monomorphos when you play Ascension and then Monomorphos and play 2 cantrips, get it online, and then play another Monomorphos, get 4 blue mana, and just go off that way. In the sideboard there also have been a lot of changes. I cut the Enchanted Explosive. I mean, Explosive is very, very good, but Kolagan's Command is just such a nice card, and I don't want to cut any of the removal, because especially if you play against Abzan, Chant, or Hate Beers, you really want to have removal spells that are unconditional. Fatal Push is kinda unconditional. There aren't really a lot of creatures out there that cost more than 4 mana. Yeah, so that's... So I won't cut these. Pia and Kieran and Thing in the Eyes are just very nice if you're playing against any creature deck, and also you can generate a lot of value with Thing in the Eyes and Snapcaster Mage. You can also generate value with Thing in the Eyes and Pia and Kieran Nala. When you have only one counter on Thing, you play Pia and Kieran, and with the enters the battlefield trigger on the stack, you play a spell, flip Thing, bounce Pia and Kieran to your hand, and then still get the 2 Thopters. But okay, that's only marginal. Yeah, especially against Abzan, which is a popular deck, you really want to grind as much as possible. Thing isn't too great because they still have 4 Lilianas in their deck, but if you play 3 Kolaghan's Command, you play Thing, they play Liliana -2, sack your Thing, then you play Kolaghan's Command, kill their Lily and return Thing. So that's about even, and Liliana is, I think, one of the strongest spells in the deck against me, so if they trade Liliana for Thing, that's fine with me. And yeah, Pia and Kieran is just great. You can, it's a, the opponent can never let it stay on the battlefield, and if they put it in your graveyard and you can return it with Kolaghan's Command, that's just super decent. Nihil Spellbomb is probably a card you wouldn't really need in the sideboard. Like, there are matchups, for example, Grishol Brand, Dredge, Living End, just these mono graveyard decks that it is really important against, and you have so many cantrips, so it's super easy to find them. But it is also a card I don't really board a lot. For example, in my latest league, first game I played against Infect, I didn't need Nihil Spellbomb there. Then I played against Storm. Okay, against Storm, Nihil Spellbomb was very nice to have because it shuts down their Past and Flames route, and they can't really afford to board in Shattering Spree because you could play a Nihil Spellbomb in your sideboard, and even if they destroy a Nihil Spellbomb, you still draw a card, and they had to spend a card on it. So yeah, Nihil Spellbomb was great against Storm, but also you have 4 remounts in your deck. You don't really need to have Nihil Spellbomb against Storm because it's such a great matchup. Then again, played against Blue-White Control, like Nihil Spellbomb, I wouldn't board it there just because they have Snapcaster. Then I played it against Abzan. Against Abzan it's fine, but like, it puts an artifact in your graveyard, so you shrink their Goys by exiling their graveyard, but they're still your graveyard, and it's really hard to catch a Lingering Souls with a Nihil Spellbomb, so I wouldn't board Nihil Spellbomb against Abzan. Yeah, then I played against Grixis Control. Red is again fine, but they play Thoughtscour, and okay, you exile the graveyard and you draw a card, but you have to spend 2 mana on that, and they can rebuild so easily, so also, if you want to have a Snapcaster Mage, it just sits on the battlefield and you have a card less in your hand, so that is probably a card that I could cut, but having, maybe I could play 1 Nihil Spellbomb and 1 more element of, like, another grind element, like a cool creature, maybe a Planeswalker. I could play 3 mana Lily, Last Hope, or I don't know what else gonna play. I bought Chandra because it's only 1 ticket. She's not that good, but she's also not horrendous. I could play another Cryptic in the sideboard. Cryptic is so cool, and especially against slower combo decks, Cryptic is great. I could play another Dispel, I could play Negate, Disdainful Stroke, whatever counter magic, and maybe cut a Spellbomb. But maybe I will try that out next league. Else, I've been running quite okay. First league this week it went 3-2, nothing exciting. I lost to Abzan and Grixis Dash Shadow. Those are both very close matchups, and one against Blue-Black Mill and some sort of green-white deck with Kraterhoof Behemoth and, I don't know, Gavini Township and Nest Invader. But yeah, the next league I played against Grixis Devil, which is a very tough matchup because they have a fast clock with Delva, Young Pyromancer, Tarzigor, Snapcaster Mage. They can grind with Kolaghan's Command and Charted Course, and they have cheap counter magic, Spell Pierce, Spell Snare. Yeah, So that is really hard. Then I lost to Bundled Razi, which is okay as a matchup, but post-board they have Rest in Peace and more hate, so that's really hard. And I lost to Mono White Solemnity, so I played turn 2 Ascension, and he was in the play and played turn 3 Solemnity, so I couldn't place any more counters on my Ascension, and yeah, then he just played more and more of these shitty white enchantments, and I couldn't beat that. And then I was super lucky against Burn, but I mean, if I go out of league with a 1-4 or 2-3, I don't really mind. Okay, sure, getting 40 play points back is better than getting 20 play points back, but it's already quite disappointing. The next league I play against Chant and Upsan and continue my streak of 0-8 against Upsan, and now I think 0-1 against Chant, or did I play Chant twice? Wait here, Chant is here. Okay, I won against Chant once, so I was 0-8 against Upsan and 1-1 against Chant. Cool. Yeah, next league, in this league I went 3-2, which was nice after going 1-2 in the first 3 matches. Then played against Living End, which is okay. I have Remand for their Living End, and Ascension can kill quite fast. And then I played against the deck with Paradoxical Engine, which was sweet, but it's not that great against Kolaghan's Command and Remand and Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, next lead was pretty close. I played against a lot of random decks. First I played against 5-color Solar Flare with Gavody Township, Keswick Wolfrun, and Gifts and Given and Burial Rites. Yeah, that was really close, but I managed to defeat him. Then against Blue Black Fairies, it wasn't really that close. Like game 1 he had E-mulliganed a lot, in game 2 I mulliganed a lot, and then game 3 he mulliganed a lot, and okay, so that was not really that was not that exciting. And then I played against the Fist of Suns deck. I don't know, he played Unexpected Results, so that was a super random deck. Unexpected Results is a 4-mana sorcery and says, shuffle your library, reveal the top card of your library. If it is a spell, you might cast it without paying its mana cost, and if it is a land, return Unexpected Results to your hand and put the land on the battlefield. So game 1 I was able to beat him with, well, I remanded his Unexpected Results and then killed him via Ascension and Burn. And game 2 he found, he also played Summoning Trap and found Emrakul, the Ian's Thorn, in the Summoning Trap, which was hard to beat, but I could tap it down once with Cryptic. But then he played Unexpected Results, hit an Unexpected Result, cast the Unexpected Results, and hit Clarion Ultimatum. That's the Esper Ultimatum from Shards of Alara? I don't know, from the Alara block. And it is effective fiction, but you can cast whatever pile you get. So there was another Emrakul in there, but this time the Promised End, but still he then had 2 Emrakuls in the battlefield and controlled my turn and just destroyed my hand with Collective Brutality, discarding all my important cards in there. But then game 3, it was really close. I flipped a thing quite early and hit him down to 4, but he managed to get on Fist of Suns, which says instead of paying the mana cost of a spell you control, you might pay 1 of each color. And he managed to get 1 of each color and then cast Ulamog, exiling my 4th land and my flip thing. So I floated mana, played Snapcaster Mage, and remanded his Ulamog, attacked him down to 2, and I managed to draw a fetch land, so I could fetch for a black source, which I was missing, and then cast Kolaghan's Command to deal the additional 2. So that was sweet, but that was also quite a random deck. Then I lost against Dash Shadow. I think game 1 it was really close. He was at 7 at the end and I had 2 bolts in my hand. But yeah, sometimes you lose like that. And game 2 I was mana screwed and I couldn't do anything. Yeah, and today I lost against Infect. He just had a very nice hand and I didn't have a lot of removal game 1, and game 2 I was stuck on 2 lands and didn't have a red source, so not really much going on there. And then I finally scored a victory over Ipsan, so as you can see, I'm now 1-8 against Ipsan. But hey, I won my first match against that deck. That's great. As you can see here, I played against Storm 15 times. That's really a lot, but it's very cheap online. And yeah, I won 14 out of 50 matches, so that's a big reason why my current match win percentage is at 69%. Else, Eldrazi isn't great, but it's winnable, especially with now 3 Cola Guns command in the 75. Burn is really tough, but you can win with Collective Brutality and Snapcaster Mage and a lot of cheap removal and some counter. Grixis Dash is close if you resolve Ascension. It's great, but if they disrupt you too much, then they most likely win. Else, Hate Beers isn't that great. Like against Black-White Hate Beers, I'm at 4-2, but against Mono-White Death in Texas, I'm 1-4, so it's about even. And against Affinity, I haven't played for, I don't know, I think for 1 month I haven't played against Affinity, which is really strange because it's just has always been one of the most played decks online, but maybe it sucks in the current meta, I don't know. For example, when I played Titan, Affinity was the most played deck by quite a large margin over Death Shadow. And also when I played Sahili deck back then, Affinity has not been, I haven't played against Affinity at all. Okay, that's quite random. Yeah. Yeah, the matchup against Storm is just awesome. You have Thing in the Eyes as a quick clock post bot. It's also handling Empty the Warrens. Then you have so much. You have 4 bolts, 3 Cola Guns command, 2 Fatal Push, and 2 Terminate to kill their creatures. And then you have 4 Remands in your deck, which are hard to beat if you don't have a creature. Also, there's Nihil Spellbomb, Dispel, Negate. Yeah, so you can board 13 cards. That's quite a lot. And the matchup pre-board is also easily winnable. Pre-board, but post-board you can board out, I don't know, Ascension, some peaks. You can keep in Mana Morphos if you're not scared against Blood. If they have Blood Moon, then Mana Force is okay. If they don't have Blood Moon, I would board it out because it just doesn't do a lot. And yeah, maybe like this you can cut these and add these, and then it's quite good against Storm. And yeah, so yeah, that is how it was going. I'm feeling really good with the deck. I went 4-1 at the last FNM. It is sweet. It's just really cool to play with so many decent cantrips. Playing with Peak is also nice. So when you see the hand, it's so much easier. It's like Chitexian Probe in Legacy. That like just knowing your opponent's hand for free is just super valuable. And yeah, so I think I will grind some more tickets with the deck. Until now I've earned 195, and that is really good if I want to play. So maybe my next project is Grixis Delver online, so I'm not really missing much for that deck, just maybe some lands, and then Delver is probably quite cheap. Chartic Course doesn't cost anything, and I think I might have Young Pyromancer somewhere. Okay, I have one, so I think that will be my next project. because I don't see a lot of reason to change anything about anything major. Like I could go back and try to find a cool build for the Cheska version of the deck, but I like grindy decks, and this deck, I mean, it plays Snapcaster and Cryptic, and Ascension, but you don't really have a lot of ways to generate value. Monastery Mentor is really cool, but I just like Grixis way more. You have better removal, you have Kolagan's Command, and Collective Brutality is also a good card, so I just prefer Grixis, and I don't know, maybe someone else is playing Jeskai Ascension. Yeah, I think that's it for now, and if I have anything new I will upload it to the channel, and yeah, see you until then. Goodbye.